Hi, I'm Pete Canto. I'm the mayor of Plainsboro Township, and I want to welcome you to Eye on Plainsboro. Last year, we initiated a new process of reporting to the community on our goals and accomplishments. We're continuing that this year, so you're going to be hearing from the various township committee folks. In addition to their responsibilities as township elected officials, they also have some liaison responsibilities for specific areas of the township. And that liaison responsibility principally is to act as a two-way communication link between those areas and the township committee overall. So today you're going to be hearing from those individual township committee folks, and I'm going to kick it off because I have, in addition to being mayor, I have responsibility for three areas as a liaison responsibility. Those areas are administration and finance, and the township clerk's operation. I've had those responsibility for some years. Now, you shouldn't be confused because I'm going to be reporting on highlights of those areas. Actually, their activities are much broader and their accomplishments probably much greater than you're going to hear today, but you're going to hear some of the things that I felt might be of particular interest to you. So today I'll start with administration and the administration area. Uh, I characterize the things that were accomplished there in kind of two categories. One is the category of communications, and the other is the category of change. With regard to communications, that's so critically important to us that we communicate to the residents of Plainsboro. So literally, we put a great deal of emphasis on that. Some years ago, we began a newsletter, which we publish quarterly, and it's gotten bigger and bigger every year. And I think what it serves to do is to acquaint the citizens of Plainsboro with what's happening in town. And it deals not only with the township administration and the township activities, but it has sections for our recreational areas and sections for our library. So it gives you a broad understanding of what's going on in the community. Additionally, we've embarked upon doing I Am Plainsboro broadcasts, basically, to folks. And we've done, in the past year, we've done 12 of those, trying to hit on areas which you think would be of particular interest to the community. So I'm pleased that we were able to accomplish those things. We'll continue to focus on communications. I talk about change. This has been a particularly challenging year when it came to change. We've had new leadership in four of the four areas because of people leaving or retiring. So those four areas were police, information services, planning and community development, and human resources. In each of those areas, we've brought in new leadership for the organization. Again, generally to replace people that have left either for retirement or other reasons. So I'm pleased to report that as a result of the care that was taken in sourcing the people that came in, we really added some real talent, I think, to the township. And basically that talent will serve us well going into the future. I'd like to talk a little bit about our township clerk's operation. It's a four-person operation from a staff standpoint. And again, I'll repeat one of the goals that they have, and one of the things we've been able to accomplish is communications. Communications carries forth not just through the administrative function, but through our clerk's operation and other operations in the community. They've embarked upon and developed a new web page that allows the residents to be able to access the township and understand when there's openings on committees and ways that they can serve in the community as volunteers. That's served us well. It's allowed people to be able to understand what opportunities might be out there for service and to make application to be considered for appointment to those areas. I also would be very remiss that if I didn't mention the fact that one of the major roles of the clerk's operation, they serve as a face to the community. Most people that look to come in and talk about or look for directions or want to apply for licenses or to get a better understanding of the community, the first stop is the clerk's office. And literally, I'm so proud of the fact that when I talk to people, I hear great compliments about the service they're providing to the public. So I'm pleased to say that I think we have a great functioning clerk's office that puts service to the community at the top of their list. So we're pleased with the accomplishments in that area. Finance has been one of my particular areas that I have focused on over the years. Uh, I talk about a lot of financial things, but I'll give you three items that we're proud of. One is our tax collection rate. Our tax collection rate in Plainsboro today is some 99% plus. Now, that's not this past year. That's for as long as I can remember. So literally, it's a tribute to our taxpayers because they pay their taxes on time. It's a tribute to our corporate community as well for doing the same. It's critically important. People wonder why, but it's critically important because when we're rated by a rating agency for bonding purposes, one of the things they look at is tax collection rates. And literally, we can be proud of what we've been able to accomplish over the years, and that helps us with regard to bond rating. Bond rating equates to cost to the community when you go out for bonded debt. So literally, it is important. It's something that a lot of people don't understand, but we understand it, and it's something that you need to understand as an important factor of the community. Additionally, the other area that's important in that area of finance is a number of areas, but one of the other areas that's important is the management of our assessments. Managing assessments, that's managing the value of property as it pertains to tax assessments. Now, I don't know if everyone understands it, but tax assessments are very important for a number of respects. One of those is to make sure there's fairness, to make sure that people are fairly assessed on their property, and to make sure that's consistent across all properties within the community. But more than that, if you're not current with your assessments, you make yourself vulnerable to tax appeals. Tax appeals can be devastating to a community because if they're successful, you wind up having to pay multi-years in back payments to the successful tax appealer. So that's so critically important that we stay current with our tax assessments, both from a fairness standpoint, but also to protect our community. So that's been a very important situation for us. The other area that I report on and I'm proud of is the fact that we focus a lot of attention on seeking grants. Grants are one way where we can offset the impact on our taxpayers. So our people have been particularly aggressive in going out and looking for opportunities to secure grants, be there for public safety, public works, parks and recreation. Our people have been very aggressive in that area. This year we've had some $615,000 worth of grants that we've received. I'm pleased to report on that, but even more pleased to report that we got off to a great running start this year, 2024, and that we just received a grant for some $750,000 to provide support for a much-needed park improvement program in Plainsboro. And I should give credit to our Senator Linda Greenstein for her help and assistance in getting those funds, as well as to our Assembly people as well. So we're pleased about that. I'm delighted with that. It'll serve the community very well and protect the community's taxpayers as we develop needed recreational facilities. That basically is the areas. Oh, I forgot one. The one I'm forgetting is also equally important, and that is the fact that we've been very aggressive with regard to shared services programs. Shared services are when we go out and reach out to organizations, other communities, to come together and to bulk purchases or bulk service acquisition. And that's critically important because it usually results in improved costs for those materials or those services. Plainsboro's been a leader in that regard. We have some 15 shared services agreements. I guess if you look at one that's of long standing and one that we're particularly proud of, is we've had a joint court system here in Plainsboro for a number of years. We have a joint court system with Cranberry, and I think both communities have benefited from that system, that joint court system. So it's an area where we're particularly proud of. excuse me. I think when I get to goals, I think I'd probably be patting ourselves on the back collectively if I said what I'd like to see as far as goals is continue the things that we've done in 2023. But just to touch on a few, obviously, the continued focus on communications and services for our clerk's office and administrative areas, those will continue to be a program that we focus a lot of attention on. And finance, the state has a program called Best Practices, where they go out and they rate communities, and if in fact if you're below a certain rating level, they can actually adjust your state aid. So Plainsboro has been participating in that program for some years. I'm pleased to report that we rank among the top communities, I think, in the state of New Jersey with regard to our marks in those areas. Never have a concern about any loss of state aid. So we'll continue to focus this year on ensuring that kind of focus on good business practices that benefit our community and ultimately our taxpayers in Plainsboro. Tax collection rates and assessments focus, I mentioned before, continued very important programs, and we'll continue to focus in those areas. Local purpose tax rate, I was pleased that in 2023, we were able to maintain approximately a penny increase in the local purpose tax rate. Considering the challenges that we faced, we'd like to see it zero, but a penny, frankly, folks, I think is a great accomplishment for the community. So that's where we are. That's kind of a brief report on our accomplishments, on our goals, and I look forward to reporting again next year on an equally good year for 2024. And now I'm going to turn it over to our Township Committee liaisons to report on their individual areas that they also support. Thank you.
I'm Neil Lewis of the Plainsboro Township Committee. I happen to be the liaison for public safety and also environmental services. And so I'd like to give you an overview of exactly what's taken place during 2023, when we had a significantly good year, I think, in terms of accomplishments in both public safety and in our environmental aspects. Actually, this year, we were able to put into place our Project Safe Roads, which many of you have heard about and seen on the roads up until now, where we've been making a serious effort to remind people about safe driving in an effort to make it safe for pedestrians and drivers alike. That program has actually resulted in 17% fewer motor vehicle accidents already to date, and in addition, we've had 42% reduction in the overall number of accidents, which are non-injury accidents. This is something that we're really proud of. Our new police chief, Chief Eamon Blanchard, and our Director of Public Safety has instituted that program both as an educational program and now it's an enforcement program, so we hope that everyone is going to make sure that we continue to be a safe community. We've also managed to get an 84% reduction in property burglaries from the previous year, so our police department has been doing an extremely good job. This year, we've actually added 3 additional police officers to fill in for positions that became vacant due to attrition. So we are still working with the total number of recognized officers, but we have them all on the job at this point so that they're able to accomplish what we need to keep us as a safe community. We've had a lot of increased collaboration and communication with neighbors in Plainsboro. Our police chief is meeting every second Tuesday in a Coffee with the Chief program, which we hope people will avail themselves of. And in addition, we have more programs going on where we have members of our police department, our detective bureau, meeting with homeowners associations to be able to talk to you about how to keep your home safer and how to keep your neighborhood safer. So this has been something that we've been accomplishing through 2023, and we're quite proud of this as well. We plan on seeing these programs improved as we move into 2024 to make sure that everybody is comfortable with our police department, with our emergency services. And as part of that, we've also continued to make an effort to have coordinated activities with our police department and all of our emergency services, including fire and rescue, to ensure that we are a safe community, as well as a community which is well known for its being a good place to live, raise a family, and to work. So we're quite pleased about all of these things which have taken place. The coming year also has been a one that we're looking forward to improving on our already excellent record in the environment. Plainsboro, as many of you may not know, is actually considered a sustainable Jersey community, which means that we've qualified in many, many checkpoints to show that we are working towards an environmentally safe and environmentally considerate kind of a program that we have in the township. This includes all aspects of what kind of energy we use, what kind of cars we use as we put electric cars onto our fleet. And we're doing things that are all designed to make sure that you can be proud of our community and know that we're doing all that we can to protect the environment. The main idea behind much of this programming is to ensure that we can maintain our record of having over half of all of Plainsboro as permanently preserved space. What we've done as part of this, we've also opened up 2 new parks this year. We've had a big improvement in our Mill Pond Park area, which now has a boat launch as part of it. And we now also have opened the Bulk Farm Nature Preserve, which has over 90 acres of paths and trails where you can have a good walking day and easily cover 3 to 5 miles on beautiful paths that are away from traffic, away from noise, and a place where you can really be comfortable. All of these things have been put into place in order for you to be proud that you live in Plainsboro, and we can continue to make you happy that we're doing a good job for you. Among the things that we do to help make this better for you is that we've also gone to great efforts to try to make sure that we can get grants which will help to reduce your tax liability. And in this past year, we actually were able to receive over $600,000 in grants, largely for public safety, which helps to reduce your cost on your tax bill. And this is something that we'll be looking to include and continue in the coming year. We've done another thing in 2023, which we will be expanding on in 24, and that's to focus on shared services. Again, a way to save money for the taxpayer, but to make Plainsboro a more efficient operating community. And among the places where we have these types of programs in place include your recycling, which is a shared services program with the county. We have shared health services with the county. The municipal court for Plainsboro is shared with Cranberry. And we also have our Class 3 officers, which are in all of our public schools, as a shared program with the West Windsor-Plainsboro School District. All of these things, as I mentioned to you, are examples of what we've accomplished in 2023 and places that we're going in 2024 to ensure that Plainsboro remains a place that we can all be proud of. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Nuran Nabi. I am the committee man and in charge of liaison with Department of Recreation and also court system, municipal court. And today I'm going to share with you the accomplishment of 2023 and our goal into the 2024. And there are a lot of good things we have accomplished in last year, and one of them is the court system. As you know that we have a joint court system, and we have celebrated 25th year of this joint court system. And we introduced this virtual court session, but that's very convenient. People doesn't have to travel. So we have accomplished that last year. And in recreation department, we have a lot of activities we have conducted. And during the COVID system, some of our activity went down. But last year's program, we achieved that goal, and we reached pre-COVID area. So one of them is we have introduced cricket. These townships, the demography is changing, and a lot of young people, they play cricket. So we have established a cricket court, and there is a league we have established with the help of outside group. Another program to improve the quality of the life of the people in our town is the reinstitute the transportation for the senior citizen. As you know, the number of senior citizens increasing. We'd like to help to improve their mobility so that they have quality lives. We have increased our presence in the social media. Nowadays people use online activities. So we advertise our activities in online, in Facebook, in Instagram. So this is one of our important accomplishment in 2023. Now I'd like to share with you what we are going to accomplish this year. Of course, we will continue the good thing we have been doing last year. And improvement area are that we will continue the court system providing friendly services to the clients. And also, we will continue to offer this online session of the court session. And in the area of recreation department, of course, we would continue the same work we did last, but one of the selected area is that the services will provide to the people without hiring new people. We will improve the efficiency of the employees. So this is one of our goal, and also we will continue the good work we have been doing last year.
Well, hello. I'm David Bander. I'm Township Committee member since 2013. This is entering my 11th year of service in the Township Committee. I'm, as always, so privileged to be able to represent Plainsboro for all this time. This is going to be my 4th term. And I'm the liaison to Public Works. This past year, 2023, we had another eventful year, a very positive year in a number of respects. We were fortunate, and I don't think we had a single snow event, any snowfall of any kind. So that was very helpful. It is a boon to wear and tear on the roads to not have snow and salting and brining and things like that. So I think that helped keep our roads in a little bit better repair. But this past year, I'd say, was, in terms of public works, was marked by big improvements in our parks. We opened up the bulk farm, which is a brand new open space area near the border with Cranberry. There are significant renovations in Plainsboro Park as well. And there were significant renovations in Shawks Meadow Park. We had a new basketball court installed, and the court was repaved and restriped. So it's, I think, been mostly about improvements to our parks, which are, of course, used every day by our residents, and it's something that we really cherish in Plainsboro, having that nice balance between different types of housing, but lots of green space as well. We're also doing some other things involving try to educate people more about stormwater management. And there's a lot of changes in those regulations recently, and the responsibilities of the township with respect to stormwater. But it's mostly about the parks, mostly about Plainsboro, about keeping Plainsboro looking nice and giving our residents lots of recreational opportunities. And I think we're looking to continue that in 2024. We're going to be installing a new cricket pitch in one of our parks, which is something that we're very happy about. We recently got a nice new playground, and we're going to be making some additional improvements there as well. So focusing on our parks, focusing on our open space, making sure that all of our paving and milling gets done in a timely fashion, which was done in 2023 without any problems, and I firmly expect that the same will be true this coming year. So had a very good 2023, and I'm looking forward to a very good 2024.
Hi, my name is Ed Yates. I'm Deputy Mayor of Plainsboro Township, and I'm also the liaison to Code Enforcement, Planning, and Zoning. And I'd like to talk to you today about the accomplishments of those departments for 2023 and our goals and aspirations for 2024. So if I could, I'd start with code enforcement. Code enforcement, as most people might know, is where you go to get your building applications if you're going to do some renovations on your home or if you're building a house. The code enforcement department handled about 11,000 inspections this year. That includes building inspections, fire safety inspections, and home inspections for reissuances of certificates of occupancy. So they were very busy. They also had all of their inspectors trained and certified in lead paint analysis, and that course was offered by Rutgers University. So they've been very busy. They're exceptionally well educated and trained, and they're very efficient. And usually we get nothing but compliments from our staff from the customers that use them. They've also implemented an online payment system this year that will allow residents and businesses to be able to pay for their permits online, saves them a trip of coming down to the building department. So those were the accomplishments of 2023 of code enforcement. And next, I'd like to talk to you about planning and zoning. There were several major accomplishments for planning and zoning this year. One was a new general development plan for the Plainsboro Plaza Shopping Center. And we were able to revise that ordinance to allow for another bank pad. So Chase Bank will be going into that plaza, and we think that would be great for the residents to have another branch of banking, a different bank brand in town for the people that use Chase. Also, they had what we call the Nurseries Project, which is over in the Princeton Forest Center. It's a 950 unit multi-use project. It's got 950 residential units, a combination of single family homes, apartments, townhomes. There'll also be a retail component to that, which includes a hotel, supermarket, shops, and there'll be considerable open space there for the residents. So it's a mixed-use development that we're very excited about. It's been about 7 or 8 years in the planning. It's coming before the planning board this year, and hopefully we'll be starting construction shortly after that. There's also another mixed-use, another development in the Forrestal Center, which was approved probably about 10 years ago. There's about 394 apartments. Never got off the ground because the builder had some financial issues. So he could never get the financing he needed. So Chase Bank has taken it over, and they're coming before the planning board this year with the slightly revised plan that we don't think is going to change drastically what we have previously approved, and that'll be 394 apartments coming online. There's also another mixed-use development on a smaller scale that's going to be across the street from the hospital. It's called Fusion. It'll be about 525 residential units. Again, some retail, a hotel, a food court, and restaurants. We're very excited about that. That's going to be coming before the planning board, I believe, in March for preliminary and final site plan approval. So we're excited about that. Those are pretty much the accomplishments of 2023. Now I'd like to talk to you about 2024's goals and aspirations. I'd like to start with the code enforcement. Code enforcement, we're going to continue to offer the high quality of service to our residents that our employees have historically given. We will continue to offer training, additional training for our employees. We will be implementing a computer system that will allow residents and businesses to apply for permits online. As I said earlier, in 2023, we implemented an online system for paying for permits. Now you'll be able to apply for the permits and also pay for the permits online. They're also going to install software to do fire safety monitoring, which will help for fire prevention, looking at trends over the course of time. Now I'd like to talk to you about planning. Planning, there's a very exciting project that's coming on board, which I failed to mention in our goals for 2023. Penn Medicine is planning on putting a cancer center in, a separate building just to handle cancer patients. In 2023, phase 1 of that was approved by the planning board. The approval for that is a structured parking garage, about 1,161 parking spaces. That was approved in order to make room for that parking deck to go in. They're putting a temporary parking lot in, so they'll alleviate some of the parking problems that we see at the hospital site now. And with the parking deck, that will definitely alleviate the parking situation that our residents have seen there, which sometimes it's difficult to get a parking space. So in 2024, phase 2 will be coming before the planning board, and that will be about a 225,000 square foot cancer center that Penn Medicine will be putting on the site. We're very excited about that. It'll be regional benefits for all of the residents in the area, not just Plainsboro residents, but it'll be a world-class cancer center. We're very excited about that. Some of the other goals for 2024 in the planning is that staff will continue to work with the developers for the Fusion project. the apartment project in the Forestville Village Residential Center, the nurseries project in the Forestville Village Center, and those are our goals for 2024. So I'd like to thank the staff for the great jobs that they do. We never get to thank them quite enough. And if you happen to have the pleasure of dealing with the code enforcement and the building department, just tell them what a great job they're doing for me, and would like to wish everybody a happy and healthy New Year. Thank you very much.
From all of us here in the township, thanks for joining us today. We'll be back with another show about Plainsboro in the near future. Until then, keep exploring all Plainsboro has to offer as the best place to live, work, and raise a family.